Hey guys, this is Stents, Alpha 5 from the Rangers Dojo.
Hello, this is Sean, the White Rangers from the Rangers Dojo.
And today we've got another tournament match for you. We got me on the top playing Light Water Dark Canopter Control.
And I am playing Light Nature Wild Veggie. Very fun, interesting deck.
Yeah, that's a way to put it, yeah. This deck has a lot of potential. I've actually been experimenting with some wild veggie stuff on the side, and let me tell you, there's some interactions that are really fun with the veggies, but you got to make them work. I'll give you guys a hint. You have to play red with the veggies. You absolutely have to. But
yes,
we'll save that for another video. Anyway, let's get into the match here. Sean's on the play. I'm on the draw. Sean, how do you feel about this opening hand?
I like it. I like the two drops, the three drop, or the two drop. I like being, I have the options for turn 2, turn 3, and then turn 4.
Yep. I like the curve.
Yes,
good curve.
So I feel pretty solid about it.
Yep.
You?
My hand's some garbage. It is a hot doo-doo platter. I don't have anything that I can play before turn 5, and that turn 5 play is rip bottle from the top. What the heck happened?
Video restarted.
Did this restart? That's pretty weird. Alright, no one saw that. Never mind. I don't know what happened. The replay seems to have glitched out a little bit. No worries at all.
But yeah, I like it.
But yeah, my hand is doo-doo, your hand is great. I've got some really reactive stuff here. I hope I top deck some Enforcers in the early game so I can actually play one of the best cards in the game, which is Prime. Oh my god, 3 primes! 3 primes!
I thought you were going to say Bottle of Wish, but that's the...
That's a stupid card. It's not a good card. It's interesting that you managed the Carrot first, but then you picked up the Great Claw off the top, so it didn't matter. And it's interesting that you managed Turnip here. I would have managed maybe my other 2-drop because Turnip's so valuable in this matchup. But
yes.
As we find out later, it's not going to end up mattering too much. Here I top deck something I can play, so I put the Bottle in mana. Usually I would have put Blinder Beetle Prime in mana that turn, but I needed water mana, so I play Water Dude.
And that's how you do it. So I'm pretty sure I mana Duke, if I remember right.
Yeah, you absolutely mana.
Yep.
And like I said, that's why it didn't matter.
Yeah. And then I tricky Turnip.
Yep. Turnip good.
Turnip very good. Turnip's very good against that matchup.
Guaranteed evolution baits, pretty much immune to shield blasts. It's only immune to like a clap. It's only not immune to like a clap back from like a shield blast creature or something that can attack over it. And I didn't have anything I could play that would do that, so you were totally safe. Slap a Turnip. Here you pick up the second lemon. This sucks. This is
super clutch.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very good because I unlocked the light sieve and now I've got.
I would argue that's actually really bad because you wanted anything solid colored, so you can play that Great Claw on 4. Because Great Claw on 4 is super good. I mean, yeah, you can play a lemon. Like it's more stuff you could play. It's not all bad, but I would rather have a solid color dude any day. These blockers don't do anything for you this game. Well, that's not true.
Okay, that's fair.
That's not true. They come in handy this game. They do their use. They have their use as a blocker and as a mana ramp. But you just rather be aggressive in this matchup.
That's fair.
Plus, that pineapple ain't doing nothing.
Nope.
Not with 2 of my initiates on the board. So it's better to just evolve it early and then play the lemon later. Here you pick up the Blinderhorn, and I picked up a Panopter. That Panopter is an incredible top deck because it's something I can actually play on 5 that isn't rip something from the top of my deck and pray.
Yes.
Blinderhorn goes down to mana. That's unsurprising. You use turn 4 going into turn 5. Saving it for 7 would be a lot. That'd be a stretch.
Yes, and unknowingly not having anything.
Yeah. There's an argument to be made about the hand read, and I'm going to ramp with Great Claw anyway, so it doesn't matter, but I would rather have the aggression and have the additional mana because there are cards in this deck that cost 9. So,
yes.
Ramping to that's good. Here I block the Double Breaker because I just don't want to lose shields that quickly. And then I think I left the Turnip here. Yeah, I left the Turnip here. I need some card draw, but I can't afford to hemorrhage 2 cards at a time. So, makes sense. I pick up a Stalker. That's my play next turn. Easy. I pick up Cassiopeia from the top deck. That thing's going to mana. Both my Cassiopeias are now in mana, but if I get to turn 10 in this matchup, I'm winning anyway, as we already saw.
Yes, I mean, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah. Here, I misclicked it first, but I played the Underworld Stalker instead of the Panopter, and some people may not like that, but I'll tell you why. Panopter doesn't challenge the board, and I don't have another blocker to play after the Panopter to start my draw train. So I would rather have the Underworld Stalker to scare the Great Claw and like contest the board, as opposed to Panopter and then maybe Prime next turn, and then like that's a lot of resource investment for minimal payout. I would rather have the Underworld Stalker there to scare you, and then if it dies, whatever, I'll play it again. I don't have anything better to play. Not ripping bottle, not at this stage.
Yeah, Underworld Stalker is definitely a good call. It made me second guess a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, even just the pressure of it existing is a lot. Here you pick up the Aquatique and you choose to save it, which I might not have done. I might have managed it so we can play other things, but like if you're not ramping towards something, you're not ramping towards anything, and you don't have anything better to do. Everything else in this deck costs 7, so it's probably fine. And we'll talk about this a bit later, but the Aquatique line is important. Here we get a second blocker. Second blocker, good. I need the second blocker. It's bigger than your turnip. And it'll help my draw train start rolling with the second Panopter. It's sad to mana my second of 3 Binder Beetle Primes, but I need to keep adding mana. If I sit and stagnate with mana, then you're gonna run me over. So,
because I'm already ahead.
Yeah, you're already ahead, and I can't let you get more ahead. Screen fell asleep. I gotta remember to keep shaking the mouse. My bad. Here I attack the Underworld Stalker. I try to kill that Great Claw. You get free ramp. I get to kill one of your dudes. I'm fine with that. Like I say, you're already in dangerous mana territory, which is like 6-7, so whatever.
Yeah. Ninja Pumpkin, I feel like, I mana this, and one of those things where I just really wanted Guardian to be a thing, because I was thinking of a bigger blocker. I was just looking, kind of trying to possess the board a little bit more, thinking that I could possibly get rid of Underworld Stalker a little bit sooner than I thought, but...
Yeah, I mean, I see where you're coming from, and I agree with a caveat, like a but, right? If you mana Pumpkin here, you are all hard on the Aquatique line, and the fact that you didn't mana Aquatique last turn tells me that. So, that's fine, if we mana it. I personally would have played the Pumpkin, and I would have managed Aquatique last turn, because right now this game is about, you need to get bodies on board and just get my shields down before I can start steamrolling with this Panopter. And the more dudes that you can force me to block with a Panopter, the better. Here you don't swing with the Great Claw because you can't let my Stalker kill your Great Claw for free, so that makes perfect sense. I pick up a Cetus. That's cool, but I can't play it, and I need chumps. So here I mana the bottle because I actually have plays now that are better than randomly top decks in Crud. So play the second Panopter, pick up a Kraken. That's an incredible top deck, because then I can slap another Kraken down. I now have 3 blockers. I draw 2. The draw trains are rolling, and I think I successfully recovered from my awful opening hand.
Yes. And I am struggling. I nano Storm Spark Blast because, again, I'm on the Guardian, hype.
You're hard on the Guardian hype. You want the big boy to go over my stuff. And Underworld Stalker can only kill 1 dude, so I feel where you're coming from. And every time Aquatique kills a blocker, he breaks 2 shields with his ability. Not necessarily a blocker, but whenever he wins a fight. So that works if Underworld Stalker tries to bump into him. That works if I try to block. So Aquatique's really good in this matchup. I think it's a little bit too slow, and the Storm Spark Blast is way more valuable. But Aquatique's a big dude that can scare me out a lot of turns. So, I don't hate your play. I think getting behind a big beater and saying, hey, deal with this is fine.
Yes.
It might have been better if you had a Ninja Pumpkin on the board, but, whatever. Because the Ninja Pumpkin's like a pseudo blocker, right? It basically says you gotta swing at it.
Yes, it is. It is definitely would have been a better call. But
yeah. Here at top deck the third Panopter, I decide, this is not what I want to be doing right now. I'm already drawing two cards per blocker, so that's more than enough. I play 1 Kraken. I draw Blinder Beetle and a Strider, so that's just more reload for me. And I think here I play the Binder Beetle Prime, because I can make a sick play, and I can get rid of pretty much the whole threat of your board. I could also go second Kraken like Cetus, or I could go Blinder Beetle Aqua Strider, but Aqua Strider is valuable later, Blinder Beetle is valuable later. I would rather make this play, Blinder Beetle summon, tap the Great Claw, Blinder Beetle swings at the Great Claw to trade, tap the Aqualteeth, and then Underworld Stalker bump. Clear off your whole board is way better than you top decking like a Storm Spark or something and then killing all my shields or just some, you know, mess of a time.
Yeah.
This way I do lose my last Blinder Beetle Prime and my Underworld Stalker dies, but you've got one turnip on board and no hand. Sure, you've got 9 mana, but like one turnip ain't doing nothing by itself. So I felt more comfortable with this play than just building a big board to counter swing you and then praying out last. I think it's the right call, but it's hard to tell.
I mean, let's see here. Yeah.
What we're doing right now is we're discussing Aqualteeth's ability and how it still goes off with the Slayer. We're also putting cards from the graveyard at the bottom of the deck. Cock just makes that a little bit slow. But what did I pick up off of the blasts?
It was Blinder Beetle and Aqua Strider?
No, those were my draws off of the playing the Kraken. I actually got Piercing and Terror Pit in shields and deliberately chose not to play them because they don't do anything to a turnip.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm fine with that. Yeah, it's free mana decisions another turn, or it's just good removal, right? Like removal is important. Here you top deck Sprout, and this is something that we'll point out for the new players. A lot of new players will say, hey, it's a spell, it gets me mana, sure, why not? But you can only play 1 mana this turn, whether you put the Sprout in mana, or you put some random card from the top of your deck to mana. And some random card from the top of your deck is better on the board than in mana. So, manaing the Sprout is 100% right here. We think about it for a second, we double check that it's the right play, and it's absolutely right. So, props to you. Like, a lot of people would have just, like, free Sprout, rip it easy.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely thought about it. That's why I took a little bit. I was like, oh, what is it going to hurt? But then I was already struggling on the board. And I was like, well, top decking is going to be something I need even more than the Sprout being played. So.
Yeah. I mean, some people would argue, oh, you draw something, but it's not very good. Just don't play it. Hold it till it is good. But, like, Sprout isn't going to be good. You're going up to 10 mana. Like, you've got plenty of mana. So.
Yeah. So, I mean.
Yeah. Here I top deck the Absolute Darkness. This is really important. This is good removal for if you have like a bunch of Keeper of Laws or Turnips or something like that. I think I mana'd a Kraken here, which is fine because I've got a bunch of blockers already and I don't want to overdraw. I play the Strider. I draw Trox and Serpents, which are more just incredible top ends. This game is pretty much decided. I think next I'm going to play Blinder Beetle into Cetus because I have 7 mana left. Some people would say that the Blinder Beetle is kind of wasteful, but I've got so much removal. I've got Trox, I've got Absolute Darkness, I've got Piercing, I've got Terror Pit. The Blinder Beetle, I would rather just have it as a free body for Cetus than anything else, especially a cheap body. Like, even though the Blinder Beetle didn't do anything, my blockers are more valuable on the board, so evolving Cetus from a Blinder Beetle is better than losing myself a blocker. So,
yes. And you, like, you get some really nice stuff with this.
Yeah, more so the shields than the card in hand. I'm looking at the top of my deck, I'm kind of thinking about, like, well, which do I want in hand, because blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, I get a Terror Pit and a Mesmerize. So I choose to put Terror Pit into shields and then Mesmerize into hand. Now some would say, well, yeah, obviously you put Terror Pit into shields, no duh, and Mesmerize in hand. But you have no hand, and I've already got a Terror Pit in hand, so like Mesmerize doesn't do anything. It might have been right to even put the Mesmerize and just have another piece of removal, but I've got so much removal already. Let's put Shield Blast in shields. Try not to think too hard about it.
Yeah.
Here you top deck a Lemon. Well, I have mana, I play card. Like, it's fine. It's not getting you there.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have anything to do. It was just trying to hold out.
Have stuff, play stuff.
Something. Yeah.
This is unfortunately the nature of control versus aggro. Like, I've pretty well stabilized here. I got 3 blockers. I've got 2 shields, and one's a guaranteed kill spell. I've got so much removal in hand. I just tapped like a Sky Shark, which is nutty.
Yes. Because
Yeah, this
that's
game
how
is
you break.
pretty much over. I go 6, I play the Shark, and I think I waited one more turn before I swung in. I think I
Yes,
wanted
because-
Serpens or Trox on the board before I landed. Oh no, I resummoned a Underworld Stalker. Yeah, that's valid. And then I picked up an Underworld Stalker and a Tar Gusher off of my draws off the double Panopter. So yeah, I'm set. I'm good. I am good.
And I draw Sprout.
Yeah,
and I think-
so this game's more super different.
Yeah, like it was done.
Yeah. The only reason we're still talking about this is because I think next turn I make a major misplay and I want to call myself out. I think this is next turn I swung with one of the blockers first instead of the Sky Shark first. And typically you would say, well, you swing with big dudes first, so swing with Cetus first, obviously. But if you top deck, if you get a Shield Blast and kill my Sky Shark, then I lose like 4 attackers, because then all
Yes.
my blockers can attack. So I
That's
think,
already good.
yeah, I think that's a play that I made. That was a mistake. So I'm calling myself out in the interest of, all of us improving, right? Well, we got a little one. So I'm just going to jump ahead a little bit. I haven't done anything. Yeah, I play the Serpents here, and then I play the Tar Gusher. I've got 10 mana. We're good. I pass back to you for one more turn because I wanted to be extra sure this was too much.
Yeah, I mean, Ninja Pumpkin's not going to do anything because I can't tap it. I mean, throwing in a mana's, it's already game.
Yeah, I didn't want to dive the clapback, and I kind of forgot I had put a Terror Pit in Shields, but especially with the Agrix that I just picked up, this game is super over. Like I said,
Yes.
The only reason we're still watching is because I made a mistake and I wanted to call myself out. I slapped down the Absolute Darkness because I want your board gone before I swing in, so I can't die to a clapback. All of this should go to the bottom of the deck because of Underworld Stalker. Yep, we got there.
Yep.
Sometimes we forget, but it never
Yes.
ends up mattering.
Never ends because.
Well,
Oh.
maybe once or twice it ends up mattering because, you got to shuffle the deck after some cards are played, and then there's draws.
Oh, yeah.
They go to bottom
Yeah.
of deck, so it's pretty rare that it ever matters.
Yeah.
So, there's a chance you could draw one of the cards that I reshuffled to go into the stuff. Because, it's whatever. It's a pretty minor chance, and
Yeah.
90% of the time we don't do anything that requires shuffling anyway.
Yeah. The only thing that we do is just bottle a wish.
Yeah.
Occasional.
And searches.
Answers.
Yeah, stuff like Mystic of Water, Crystal Memory,
Yep.
what's it, Charging Great Claw, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so here I swung with Serpents first. This was the mistake that I made. I think you get a Root Trap. Yeah, you Root Trap my Sky Shark. Then 4 of my dudes can't attack anymore like they were supposed to. That was a stupid mistake, and it basically lost me guaranteed lethal. But, whatever.
Yeah.
It didn't end up mattering, and that's why I played and held the Absolute Darkness. But mistakes for me to get better. Alright.
Yes.
We're going to call it here. We'll come back right just a second for game 2. See you in a minute.
See ya.
And we're back. Okay. We
Whoa.
got game 2 ready for us. Sean's on the play again. I forgot to draw my opening hand. I think I had to AFK to use the restroom or something. And here, Sean makes a really, really good opening play. This is really subtle, but we talked about this at length just a minute ago as we were watching this replay back. And I argued that play Root Trap first. Easy first mana decision, and you don't have a play on 3, so if you get something else that's light, you can mana that. But Sean correctly brought up that if we pick up anything else that we would rather do with light or rather do on 3, we'll probably be playing off curve. So it would be a lot
Yes.
better here to actually just use the lemon as early mana. And it's also worth noting that lemon's not, playing something on 3 is better than playing something, is better than not playing something on 3. Let me say that again. Playing on 3 is better than doing nothing on 3, but lemon's not an aggressive card. It defends your attackers, but it doesn't break a shield, and in this matchup you need to break the shields. So
Yes.
there's that. So So I'll skip ahead, yeah. So Sean plays the lemon, and I remember to draw my opening hand. I'm a bit happier about this hand than I am compared to my last one. I still don't have anything till 3, and Blinder Beetle's not actually a good card on 3, unless I have something on 1 or 2, because just tapping something isn't good when it's the first card I play. But I'm happier with this hand. I can actually do something before 5. Here I mana the Reverberate. Some people say Reverberate's one of the best cards in the game, and I'm inclined to agree, but if Sean's deck is going well, then I'll have 2 mana by turn 6, or 2 shields by turn 6, and a 6 mana draw 2 is really bad. So
Yes.
Reverberate's not for this matchup. It's typically for controller mid-range matchups. Here, I'm pretty sure Sean manas the Sprout, and we talked about this a lot. I think that manning the Root Trap would have been better.
Yes.
Because the Sprout will fill in your turn 3 slot a lot better. Because right now we don't have a turn 3 play, and Root Trap ain't doing anything for another 5 turns minimum. Well, maybe 4 if we like ramp with something. But
Yeah.
Sean correctly brought up that he really wanted the Root Trap to deal with Underworld Stalker because that gave him a lot of trouble last game. So I get where he's coming from. But we run 3 Root Traps. You don't know that I have the Underworld Stalker. I've got a massive deck. And it's just unlikely that I have it. And like the correct answer is, you know, make me have it first. And even if I do play the Underworld Stalker, Root Trap still isn't doing anything for another 3 turns. So
Yeah. So I mean, it definitely would have been more wise to
ramp with Sprout. It's even worse that you top deck the Root Trap. I'm going to pause for a second because a bunch of things happen. I top deck Aqua Strider. I had put Reverberate in mana turn 1 for the same reason Sean put Lemon in turn 1. I wanted this multi-civ mana down so that it going in tap wouldn't affect me later. And then I top decked the Aqua Strider turn 2, which was really nice. I was rewarded for playing mana correctly. And then I can play the Starborn to mana and play my Aqua Strider. I've got a 2-drop that stops you from attacking with your Duke Durian. That also makes my Blinder Beetle better for the next turn. Turn 3 comes around. You don't have a Sprout to play. You don't have anything else to play. This stinks.
Yep.
Right before that... Yeah, I'm sorry. Right before that, I play the Blinder Beetle. I'm sorry, right after your turn 3, when you pass and do nothing, I play the Blinder Beetle. I kill your Duke Durian for free with my Aqua Strider. It feels good. You don't get to do any Charging Great Claw shenanigans. Now you're in another awkward situation. Here, again, I would have managed the Root Trap.
Yes.
You don't.
I don't.
And I get why, because I just showed you, hey, I can tap your things from hand, and then they die. And Laws is only hexproof when you have 2 things on board. But having things on board is important and good in an aggressive deck. So, manning Blinderhorn, which might have been a win condition for you, is... like I say, I get that you were holding the Root Trap for exactly this situation, the Underworld Stalker, but, again, it's not helping you for another 3 turns. And even then, getting rid of 1 Underworld Stalker doesn't help you get through, like, 8 blockers, you know? So...
Yeah, it's fair. I definitely should have played, you know, more aggressive since this is an aggressive deck.
Yeah, I mean, the draws did not pan out for you. In the last couple of turns, you've drawn a 7-drop and 2 6-drops, and you've had 1 4-drop, your 3-drop, you had the mana, so you can play the 4-drop. It's been rough. It's been rough is what I'm trying to say. The draws did not pan out here, and aggro really needs to have a strong curve if they're going to beat out a deck that's so blocker-heavy like this one is.
Yes.
You deliberated on this for a long time, and I think you mana the Storm Spark, which some people would say, oh, come on, just mana the Root Trap already. But you've already committed to the Root Trap line. You're saying, this is going to kill a Stalker, god dang it. And I respect that.
I mean, I'm sticking to the guns.
Yeah, and I think if you mana the Storm Spark here, it's correct because you don't have a board, and Storm Spark is really good for either killing your opponent's board or going through going through a wall of, like, a bunch of blockers and trying to win in 1 turn. And that's not happening for the foreseeable future, so you still have no cards. So mana Storm Spark is fine. In fact, I respect the play. I here top deck Aqua Initiate, or no, I had Aqua Initiate in hand, and I top deck Panopter, and I need to get that draw engine going, so I mana the Initiate instantly, and I play the Panopter. Cool story. Here you pick up a Sprout. You mana the Sprout.
Yep. It's not doing me anything.
Yeah, I would have actually mana'd Root Trap and then gone Sprout Laws, so that you could gain 1 mana this, so you can gain 2 mana this turn, and then have a dude on board. But Cornucopia is also a good card. It doesn't really do anything because the only veggie you have in mana is Lemon, but
yeah,
it can do stuff in the future, and it can test the board very well outside of my Underworld Stalker. Here I get an Aqua Strider. I play it because I want more dudes on board. I actually skip mana, but your hand is really not helping you right now, and that was kind of my read because you haven't played those cards in a very long time. So, I pick up a BBP off of the Panopter draw from playing Strider. I felt very good about that because that's one of the best cards in the game. You top deck a Lemon. This game is pretty over at this point. Like, the timeline says a lot, but I control the board and I never lose control of this board. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. I think you play the Lemon here. Yeah, you play the Lemon, which is kind of rough because you've committed to the Root Trap line, killing the Underworld Stalker, but, I mean, having things on board is good, and it's another veggie that you could maybe attack with. You don't have a way to tap my things to attack the Lemon, but, like, something. Yeah, I play Blinder Beetle Prime, I tap the Crud, I kill the Crud. Sure, Sean ramps when I kill the Lemon, but he's still not anything to do with it. Here this was a small mistake. I technically should have killed the Lemon with an Underworld Stalker instead of with an Aqua Strider, because having more blockers is better, but like there's nothing that punishes me. Like, it's pretty much impossible. Especially with open deck lists, like, I know there's nothing that punishes me. Not when you have an empty board. If you had 2 dudes on board, the Radiant Blinder Horde makes me feel dumb and bad. But you didn't have 2 dudes on board, so I'm fine. You top deck the Carrot. You mana the Carrot, so you can finally play your Root Trap. I would have played the Carrot. But, just dudes on board is good. But Sean and I have taken very diverging play paths here, so, and that's fine, and I respect that. Sometimes it pans out, sometimes it didn't. In this one instance, it didn't pan out, but here, ironically enough, Sean doesn't get to mana the Underworld Stalker that he's been thinking of manaing this entire time. He makes the right play in manaing the Blinder Beetle Prime, even though it sets me so far ahead with mana. But Blinder Beetle Prime is going to continuously kill Sean's board every time he plays something, and Underworld Stalker is way slower in terms of how quickly it kills the board. So it's better to kill the Prime so that Sean can maybe stake a board. At least now I have to expend resources to tap things and then use Stalker and then resummon Stalker. Killing Prime is absolutely the break. Here at top deck Acre Spider, 2 mana, draw 2 with a blocker body, seems pretty good, so I do that. I get Serpents off my Panopter draw. That lets me do nothing because I have 6 mana, and I was unhappy about that. I was thinking about maybe I should have mana'd the Piercing this turn or last turn, but that having the spot removal is still important if Sean gets something good. So I'd rather hold the Piercing. I'm way ahead on mana right now. I think, yeah, 6, 7, 8. Sean's at 7. Yeah, I'm ahead of the ramp aggro deck in mana. So that just goes to show you how far ahead. Sean picks up a Rapscallion, so he can finally play the laws safely without it being, now that it is hexproof because he's got another dude on board. But, you know, like I say, it's way too late. Sean's absolutely right, and the hexproof would have, it would have been better having it just been on board, been a body, and then made me think about playing spells a lot harder because I didn't want to do a draw. So. Here I go 7 into Serpents because just in case you start swinging with things, I want to be able to set that up. Maybe I should have gone Panopter so that I can chain draw a whole bunch like I did last game when I went Panopter, draw the first Panopter, pick up Rain Cloud Kraken, draw 2, and snowball. But I was already far ahead. It's fine.
I hit Anjax. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Unfortunately,
something-
Underworld Stalker
I mean-
still exists, but it's
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Here, I think I actually let you break the shields because I would rather have the dudes on board in case I get Sky Shark, and I just wanted cards in hand, and I just wasn't scared of any board you had. I get a Kraken and a Trox, the Merciless, from that, and dang, like I say, this game's over. Underworld's gonna bump into Anjax. I mana the Aqua Strider here, right? I think I did. Whoops, no one saw that. What did I mana?
Draw the Mesmerize, because that would be a great play.
Yeah, Mesmerize on the empty hand is 10 out of 10 play.
Yep, for all of you. No, bad call.
Yeah. No, I missed what I played here, to tell you the truth. I clicked too fast and I was looking at something else. But frankly, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, you have game, you just can't swing. I mean...
Yeah, and now that I've top-picked the Sky Shark off of double Panopters, and I'm drawing a whole bunch, I'm making double breakers, I kill the Anjax with my Underworld Stalker. You can put a Lemon back out because those are the only well, no, you could have also put a Carrot back out, but those are the only things you could have actually put back out. I would have personally put the Carrot. I don't think the Lemon does anything for you, because the only way that you win this game now is you Storm Spark my board, you build a decent-sized board, I get no blasts, and you kill me in one turn. So, and Lemon doesn't contribute to that. Lemon is just
not at all
a defender.
Just trying to stall.
Yeah, no, you were scared of big scary board, and that's valid, and I respect that. But I don't think it's the right play. But I mean, at this point, it doesn't actually matter. Like there is no right play.
Yeah, no. It's done.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna skip ahead a little bit. We're talking about how dumb this is. You top pick a Rapscallion, so you play it. Because why wouldn't you? It's not doing any good in your hands. I top deck a Cetus. That's overkill. I don't need that. I wouldn't be surprised if I managed it. No, I managed the third Mesmerize. Because, again, that thing ain't doing none.
Yeah.
What would I do here? I might piercing. I might do some of the Underworld Stalker. I played Sky Shark. That's interesting. Maybe I wait one more turn on the piercing to kill your stuff. Yeah. Do I go Sky Shark and Underworld? Yeah, I go Sky Shark and Underworld. No, okay, no, I do play the piercing. It's an interesting medium. Yeah, I
draw off of Keeper.
Yeah, you draw off of Keeper, which is good. It takes you the turn up, which is nice. I bounced the Lemon and I tapped the Rapscallion. It didn't actually matter what I killed here. I just wanted the blocker off the board because it costs slightly more and it just makes things a little bit more annoying for you. But, yeah, killing the Rapscallion. I'm really just doing it so no crazy stuff can happen and go out of control, but that's about it. Oh, I ramped a shield from Serpents as well from when I bumped the Underworld thing. I forget when that happened. That might have happened a while ago, but I just remembered to mention it now. I'm sorry. I'm watching these replays back. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of triggers that I hit during the game while I was thinking about it. But right now I'm trying to find lines for Sean to possibly win this game, and there are few.
Not very much. There's no. I mean, I draw Karate Carrot.
Yeah, I mean it's a decent sized body.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely maybe should have stalled more with Lemon. I mean, but I was hoping for I was hoping for a Storm Shark Blast after when you swing for me. So I was hoping
that's what I
kind of like I was hoping for the blast.
No, you're right. I picked up a Cassiopeia, and I thought about being mean about it, but then I'm like, maybe I should. I think I just go 3 into Grinder Beetle and then Cetus or something. No, I go 5 into Panopter.
Yep.
Yeah, so I've got 2 Panopter, I've got the double Panopter draw. If anyone can hear the phone ringing in the background, I apologize, it's not mine. It's not Sean's either, it's just like a phone near me. Okay, so I played the Cetus here. I wanted to go up to 5 mana, I guess, and I wanted a 5 shields, and I wanted another double breaker. When I get off the Cetus, I got a Cetus to hand, and I put a bottle in shields, because that's fun. That's not gonna happen. technically, if people want to get really snippy with me, the shields that have been regenerated should be marked in some way to indicate that they're different than the opening shields. That's not relevant with Serpents, really, because it's just another top deck shield, but it is relevant with Cetus, because I chose it with that shields.
That's fair.
Here I fixed my mistake from last game. I swung with Sky Shark instead of Sky Shark first instead of everything else first. Then I swung with my Double Breaker. Yeah.
You're trying to figure out what to two trucks.
Yeah, I ripped the trucks and then I killed a Hexproof dude. It was either that or Laws, but Turnip is harder to kill than Laws, because to kill everything besides Laws, then all of a sudden Laws is easy to kill.
Yes.
So I would rather have the Turnip gone. Plus, it's one less thing that you can evolve onto. You have 3 Evos in deck. You've got Radiant Blinderhorn, you've got Handjack, and you've got Charging Great Claw. 2 of those need green dudes. Only one of those needs white green. So, whatever. And that's the game. Like, I didn't even see what I attacked last with. I went Trox, and then I went Cetus, and then I kill you with any of the blockers. Or no, then I went Serpents, and I kept the Cetus around. It doesn't matter. The game is toast. So GG, Sean. This was a really hard matchup for you. A suboptimal aggro deck against a control deck that, while oversized, is pretty. I mean, it's pretty refined. Like, yeah, we need to we need to make it a little more efficient. It's too big right now, but like the deck does what it does pretty well. Especially if I can get 2 Panopters. If I get 2 Panopters and I just start drawing, like 50% of my deck just says 2 mana, draw 2.
Yep.
That's a lot.
It's wonderful. Yeah, I mean you can mill through your deck pretty easily with a bunch of low blockers and Panopters.
Which is why I'm not against this deck being oversized. Like, I would not play this deck at 40 cards. I'd be happier with the 45-50 range. But I think this deck is like 55-60 right now, and that's too much.
Yeah.
So
There
are too many cute things going on in the deck. Like, we might not need Aqua Initiates. We might not need Cetus. Cassiopeia would probably be a one of. Might be wise to be playing Crystal Memories to look for critical cards. Trox the Merciless is kind of redundant when I have 2 Underworld Stalker. Stuff like that, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely. We'll get it in like the next tournament. You know,
I actually look forward to. Sean and I can talk about this a bit off camera, but we could do a deck workshopping series of videos where I say, I like this card, I don't like this card, this is our rationale, and we can take all the decks in the tournament and say, this is how we'd improve them, and then we can do tournament round 2 with all the version 2s of the deck.
Yes.
Which could be fun.
Yes, it'd be very fun. And then we could,
Yeah. This is also the first time I've mentioned this, so I'm putting Sean on the spot. So he better like this idea or disagree with me verbally on the video. That's kind of a jerk move of me, but like I'm just tossing it out there. Leave a comment if you got this far and like the idea.
Yeah. If you guys like this idea, make sure you guys put a comment in there. You know what you guys think. We could always see if we could do something with like do a surprise of like, hey, you guys, what do you guys think?
Yeah.
What would you guys edit for the deck?
Yeah. All right. So with that, we're gonna sign off here. Closing thoughts on this game. Inefficient deck loses unfavored matchup, surprising no one.
Not at all.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but Sean really has to curve out, and I have to draw like trash off this to go his way.
Yep.
He also has to mana a lot of veggies, and they have to be veggies that can attack. And 6 of the veggies in the deck, because I think we run 3 Rapscallion and 3 Lemon, can't attack if we pull them off of Cornucopia. And there's just not enough light cards to make the Guardian Athelteep or the Blinderhorn consistent enough to justify it. Blinderhorn's better because with Cornucopia, we have a bunch of dudes to evolve on top of, but Athelteep's just way too late. And Cornucopia actually has reverse synergy with Athelteep because Cornucopia pulls cards out of your mana, and Athelteep costs 9 in an aggro deck. Like, it's a cool tech, and it's good in this matchup, kind of, because when it kills blockers, it's the same as it hitting shields, but I lose a blocker. But it's still not a good part of this deck.
It's definitely. This will definitely be one of the big deck changes for next. Yes.
I think if Athelteep costs like 8, it would be a super good card. But the fact that it costs 9 is just too much.
way too much.
Yeah. Anyway.
Even with mana. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that is the match.
All right. With that, this is Andrew, Alpha 5 from the Rangers Dojo.
And this is Sean, the White Ranger from the Rangers Dojo. And
Signing off.
have a great one, putties.
Peace.